Hey guys, Nehemiah here, and the question for today is, was God too cruel in the Old Testament? Was God too cruel in the Old Testament? Now, I like people just get into it, so the short answer is no. God wasn't too cruel in the Old Testament. I've talked to a lot of people and they say, hey, I can take the God of the New Testament. I can take the Jesus of the New Testament. I can handle that. But the God of the Old Testament is just, man, he's just high table for me. And some people rationalize it and say, the things that happened in the Old Testament are just things those people experienced and did in their primitive days during their bloodthirsty laws. But the truth is, God's character has remained the same, all the way from creation in Genesis to John in Revelation. The assumption the human mind makes is that we deserve His mercy. We deserve God's mercy. But once we start thinking like that, when you look at a judgment, the only thing that's deserved is justice. And once we start asking God for what we deserve, that's what He'll give us. He'll give us justice. And man, does God have a track record of giving out justice? Look at the story of Adab and Abihu, and look at the story of Uzzah touching the Ark of the Covenant. And look at even the story of Ananias and Sapphira. And that's even in the New Testament. So God has always given justice. And sometimes through His own wise counsel, He grants us mercy, not because we deserve it, but just because of His own will. But what I want us to remember here is that through time and through all of creation, the one thing God has never given is injustice. God has never given injustice throughout the Bible. And that's the good news for us. We serve a God who is consistent, immutable. Time doesn't have any effect in Him. And He is unchangeable, He's trustworthy, and He's a God who remains the same. And that's the good news for us. But hey, let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know if you agree with this or if you disagree with this as well.